Welcome back, financial investors. My name is Brent, and today we are going to be doing our weekly recap for the S&P, Dow Jones, Nasdaq, the Russell 2000. We're going to be taking a look at the performance over the entire S&P 500 for the week. Look at what sectors were strong. Look at individual companies within those sectors and just see how they would perform. Then we're going to be taking a look at bonds, mortgage rates, and then jumping into my portfolio, taking a look at the 1 week change. And we didn't actually make any buys this week. I did forget to set up my buys, but we will go ahead and discuss a little bit over where the current state of the portfolio is at. So that is what we're going to be covering in today's video. If you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, hit the thumbs up button below, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet subscribed, and of course drop me a comment below. Let me know how your portfolio is doing. How are you currently handling your money? Are you investing at these current times? So let's go ahead and get into it. The S&P 500 closed Friday at a new all-time highs, closing at 3,066.91 with the high of the day of 67 before just slightly kind of coming down there, but expect the markets to continue this trend moving higher. I mean, there's really nothing that's going to stop it unless we go into another trade war with the Fed cutting rates. President Trump and the president over there, China Xi, are in communications with trade talks. So everything is going pretty well, and the only thing that could really kind of mess it up would be some sort of negative economic news. But with the Fed cutting rates, it's pretty hard out there right now to kind of see some negativity out there in the market. So currently we are up for the week 5-day change 1.47% there, with the S&P up year to date 22.34%. Now the Dow Jones there up for the week 1.44, putting it in, I believe, third place behind, actually last place. The Dow Jones is in last place with an increase there of 1.44%. The year to date Dow Jones is still up in fourth place as well, up 17.23. The Nasdaq this week up 1.74. This is a huge winner this year as far as year to date. It is up a whopping 26.39, with the the telecommunications, the information technology companies, and semiconductors, just with that trade war news getting pushed behind them, just pushing it higher and higher. And then the Russell 2000 is almost blow for blow there, with the Dow Jones just slightly coming out ahead this week, up 1.96%, and year to date slightly higher than Dow Jones at 17.85%. Now, taking a look here at the S&P 500 performance for the last day of the week. Now, this was a really good day, which kind of took the market to these new all-time highs here. So looking at the day, all these sectors out there pretty much in the green. You can see some of the healthcare just slightly pulling back. That is because during the 1 week performance here, we can see that healthcare got a huge boost out of all the sectors out there. Healthcare jumped probably the highest. We can see Johnson & Johnson up 2.22%, Pfizer up 4.41%, Avi, a large portion of my portfolio over on Merrill Edge, is up 6.82% there in a given week, with Eli Lilly at 2.10. Just the healthcare sector overall very, very strong. AT&T also moving to some all-time highs, and almost I haven't seen AT&T at this price in a very long time. So it's at $38.95. A lot of investors, they were eating this company up at that $27 range. Anywhere below 30 is where I would have recommended buying it. Now at this nearly $40 point, where is AT&T going to go here in the future? Kind of taking a look there at the rest of the market, you can see some of the sectors that kind of simmered off were utilities and also the REITs. If you take a look here at Public Storage, is a very popular one that investors are kind of jumping into, down 6.3% this week. So kind of interesting to kind of see. I've seen a couple of investors, they were messaging me on Instagram that they were kind of picking up some Visa and MasterCard. They wanted to get into the financial credit services. So between Visa and MasterCard, they went with the MasterCard. Bonds continuing to, well, rates fell. So the Fed cut interest rates by 0.25% there on Wednesday. We already saw what took place after that. If we head over to my Instagram page here, we'll see that, that one. I got a email here from Wealthfront that they decreased the rate from 2.07 to now 1.82. It wasn't just 6 months ago where Wealthfront was offering a 2.57% rate. So this is a huge cut there in interest rates. We went from a 2.57% to now a 1.82. That's a difference there of obviously three cuts. So 0.75% from the three cuts that we've had from the Fed. I don't see them cutting. I wasn't expecting the rate cut here in October. And now that they've had three rate cuts in a row, I don't know if they'll do another one in December or not. I don't know how that's kind of getting played into the market right now, but just very interesting. I also posted some screenshots from the M1 Finance over there this week. So definitely check me out on Instagram if you have not followed me. We broke over 200 followers, so really good over there. Interest rates or mortgage rates remain the same at 3.96, which is the same as it has been about a week ago, even prior to the Fed cutting rates. We may not see a mortgage rate change until about midway through November, because that is when the new rates kind of go through the financial system. So first the Fed cuts them, then it kind of works its way into the banks, and the banks begin to adjust their rates. So we may see that here in the future. Now, jumping over into the M1 Finance portfolio, we can see we are moving slightly higher now with these market conditions. We've continued to push higher and higher. Here we can see over the past 1 year, we are up 20.18. If we take a look at the 1 year performance with the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, and the NASDAQ, we can see that these are pushing very high over the past year. December timeframe, the market was at, pretty low. So we started at a very low position. 1 year change, we're up an amazing 11.92. The Dow Jones is up for the year, not quite showing me there. The NASDAQ up 12.81. The Russell 2000 is up over the past year 2.87. So a bit of a rough there for the Russell. And now the Dow Jones is not one in the show. So we've definitely had some really good performance. You can hear the baby in the background. She's with the wifey and eating. So sorry about that. Now jumping over into the 1 week here, we are up slightly for the 1 week, not quite matching the S&P, the Dow Jones, or the NASDAQ, but we are up 0.79, about $145 for the 1 week performance. Some of our big performers were Avi, which is that's interesting. Avi up 4.37%. We already saw, as far as this is tracking, we can see Avi was actually up 6.82. So it's kind of interesting how M1 Finance kind of tracks it. I think it's missing a little bit of data. Here we can see October 28th, which was Monday, and November 1st, which was Friday. So kind of interesting. It's a 5-day change versus a weekly change. So I'm not sure how that plays a part. Kellogg's right behind in second place. Caterpillar also up 3.16. And just the list kind of goes down. I'll kind of go slow there, so slow through there. So if you want to pause it, take a look at the positions and the percent change there. Now, some of our worst performers here down towards the bottom, we can see Digital Realty Trust down 4.14. Tanger Factory Outlet, you can see the common thing here with WP Carey, Tanger Factory Outlet, Digital Realty Trust. These are all real estate investment REITs and have done really well over the past year and a half. Now they're beginning to kind of simmer down a little bit, and that's completely fine. If these continue to pull back, that's going to be a buying opportunity for me in the future, as I do want to continue to bump these positions even higher to the about $800 threshold in these positions. So Digital Realty Trust, Tanger Factory Outlet, ABM Industries, WP Carey, Altria, of course, kind of in the mix there a little bit. Some of my losers of the week. As far as the activity goes, I haven't made any buys since last week on the 22nd. I just forgot to place my buys for this week. And we did have some dividends getting paid out from Cisco and JP Morgan. Roughly $6, $7 there, and 8 cents, somewhere on there. And then we made our deposit there of $115.38. So we do have $122.96 in cash. We will make another deposit on Monday, this coming Monday, on November the 4th. From there, I actually do plan on making a few buys. You can see here, As far as we had these sorted by negatives just a few days ago in our past video, they've remained in the same position. So since this the past video was created, we can see Pfizer is now positive at 4.05. Caterpillar moved out of its negativity up 0.10%. So we do have a few positions that have escaped into the green now. Now, of all of our positions here, we are 6 in the negative, and of these 6, just about all of them have room for me to kind of average down and increase my cost basis to about $800 in them. So what I want to try and focus on right now with Altria being down nearly 25.75, I will be adding roughly almost $100 into Altria, if not $100. I will also be adding another $100 into 3M, and that leaves me with about another $50 there with the 115.38, the $115.38. So I'll probably be adding $50 into Simon Property Group, and that'll cap these out about $800. And then from there, I'll have room for maybe Chevron to kind of continue to pull back a little bit, maybe, and Johnson & Johnson. Hopefully, some more news comes out with Johnson & Johnson and pushes that even further. If we look at AbbVie here, AbbVie was down a huge portion way back when. So let's take a look here at the past few months here. I record all the data for the past. So back in September, it was down 7.78. Back before then, AbbVie was down 29.36 in this portfolio. Back even further, take a look here. AbbVie at the very bottom, 28.06. And now AbbVie is, you can see the performance there. Through June, it started to dip pretty low. It dipped even further into that 29, and then at 28, and then 29 in August. August, it reached its bottom, and it looks like it started to make its nice recovery here. So AbbVie is definitely a big portion. Let's see if I can go ahead. I'll do like a screenshot from Merrill Edge. Due to maintenance, well, never mind. I was going to go ahead and show you a screenshot, but I actually do have my whole portfolio updated on my website. I haven't purchased too much lately, so this portfolio is current as of 18 September 2019. So I have these all sort of split up by my Merrill Edge. My Roth IRA over at Merrill Edge is just a very small amount, but my IRA is what holds 67 shares of AbbVie over there. That produces roughly $286.76 in dividends. AbbVie did just increase their dividend from $4.28. If we head over to dividend.com and look up AbbVie, they went from $4.28 to, I'm pretty sure they announced a increase. Yeah, it hasn't came out. I know they just announced an increase, so that will be moving even higher than this current portion. I do have some other exchange traded funds within the SPLV and SPHD, and I think I still have a couple $1,000 sitting on the side that I wanted to kind of invest, but I just haven't had the opportunity. There is the M1 Finance account producing roughly $627 in dividends per year. We have the M1 Finance taxable account. That one's pretty much remained the same. And then I have my work Roth 401k at work, which this one has definitely adjusted since when I made this video. I make semi-weekly deposits into this, so the total annual that this dividends produces goes up semi-weekly. So interesting. Over the next year from this point on, I'll be receiving roughly $1,200 or more now that we've had September to kind of finish up, and we've had October to kind of finish up, and now we're in November. So that is where we're kind of at. And every month we can see it increases roughly by $160. So we're probably breaking $1,300 now. So very nice. And that is basically all I wanted to cover in today's video. If you guys want to have a specific video kind of pushed out here and anything sort of discussed, I think I'll be making a live. I figured out how to use my OBS and my YouTube to set up some live sort of stuff. So we will try and make some live events kind of take place in maybe on a Thursday. I know JMac Investing, Jason over at JMac Investing makes live videos on Wednesdays, and then Ryan over at the Independent Investor makes videos over on Friday. So maybe I'll try and make a live event over on Thursday sometime, and then I'll have that kind of pushed out on Wednesday. That way, if anybody wants to come in, say hello, chat, drop some questions, we can definitely work that in there. So that is it for today's video. Thank you all for tuning in and hanging out. If you guys have any questions or want to say hello, drop it into the comment section below. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, would highly appreciate if you do subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you did like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, hit the thumbs down. It all helps out the channel. And that is it. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.